strange series of events begins at St Mary's Church, Danedyke, when Mary Crowell, church organist, village schoolmistress, and spinster of the parish, is knocked to the ground by a mysterious intruder. Septimus Treloar, the rector at St Mary's, and also an ex-police detective inspector, tries to unravel the hidden secret of the Greek inscriptions on an old abbot's tombstone with the help of Angela Horton, the local infants teacher. His investigations lead Septimus and his friend Henry Simmons to some illuminated manuscripts at St Silas's College. The manuscripts reveal that the Danedyke cup, a valuable church relic missing since the Middle Ages, is hidden somewhere in the relic chapel at St Mary's, but the documents do not say where. Septimus is ambushed at night by two villains known as Armchair and the Major, who tear the relic chapel apart without discovering the priceless relic. Septimus, acting on further information, pays a hasty return visit to the college library, and this time discovers the final jigsaw piece in the story of the Danedyke cup. But when Septimus and Angela return the long-lost holy relic to the light of day, it is only to discover that Armchair has been lying in wait for them.
Don't move, Treloar, or on my mother's grave I'll have you too.
Angie, I don't think you've had the, well, I wouldn't exactly call it a pleasure, but anyhow, let me introduce you to Ronnie Newbound, alias Armchair Newbound. I nicked him once a few years ago, and that really was a pleasure. Manslaughter, right, Armchair? Oh, in my book, you should have got life for murder.
Never mind the verbals. One word from either of you. I mean it, Treloar. You throw that hammer and I will ventilate your head. I've done 9 years on your account. I'm more than ready to dot your card, and that is a fact.
Yeah, do that, Armchair. This time it will be murder. You won't come out.
Perhaps, if they caught me, which they won't. But even so, it might be worth it.
Yes, I suppose it might to you. And you always were a bit of a nutter, weren't you?
Nutter enough to see you dead, Treloar. So let's not have the aggro, shall we? Now, give the cup to the girl and tell her to put it back in the box.
Do as he says, Angie. Put the cup back in the box.
Don't rush it.
Slowly.
Now, come here. Put it down there. Handsome. Right, now, the pair of you over against that wall, facing it. Come on, move. Keep still and stumm. All quiet in the house of God. Double handsome. So we'll be on our way then, Vicar. After you.
Where to?
You'll find out. You and the bint. Come on, darling, move yourself.
There's no need to take the girl, Armchair. I'm your hostage.
Too true you are, Treloar. But I wanted to know. To make sure you behave yourself. Because if you try and work any dodgies, Vicar, I won't just ventilate you. I will ventilate Madam here as well. Now move.
Angie?
Angela?
Go on, get on.
And where's the other half of the dynamic duo, Armchair? Your pseudo-military commanding officer, the one who gives the orders.
I told you before to know about trying to get me headed. A major will be along, but he isn't my officer. I don't take orders from no one. Here, stop by tying him up.
But it's Angela and the rector both. The rector must be back from Lancaster. His Land Rover's parked up in the drive. Besides, if Angie's shot off somewhere of her own accord, and why would she leave her shopping in a handbag behind?
Let's assume the worst, Tom, and face the fact that there's a spanner in the works. I'll scour the district. I suggest you get through to PC Skingle and let him get on to Liverpool.
Chin up, Angie. Don't get downhearted. They must have missed us by now, and Cyril Burroughs will have all of Liverpool Central in and the whole of the area cordoned off. As long as we're here on this canal and those two idiots haven't got the sense to move us on, we're laughing. One of these days I'll learn to keep my big mouth shut.
Mark, there's always the off chance that it's a false alarm, sir. I mean, they've only been missing for a couple of hours, but knowing you had a personal interest in the case, it seemed just as well to put you in the picture, sir.
Oh, I'm more than grateful to you, Constable. I'll follow it up right away. Get me a car outside the front.
Well, if there is anything to worry about, at least we know we've got the big boys onto it. Russell, if I tell you once more about walking round the house in your bare feet, where's your gonzo slippers, lad?
Don't know, Dad.
Oh, Russell, you've only had 'em a flipping week.
Nothing will ever sever the bonds we passion now. Welcome aboard, Padre. You too, mister. It's horrible, isn't it? I'm afraid the accommodation provided is hardly the obligatory port-out, starboard-home officer-class cabin one might have wished. But I do trust that Armchair has done his utmost to make your visit a comfortable one.
Armchair's a raving maniac, Major. You are aware of that.
Come, Padre. Inclined to short.
A raving maniac. I should know. I nicked him. You do know about his previous form, don't you? He's killed once. He certainly wouldn't hesitate to do it again.
Ah, if you're harbouring any misgivings, I prefer the young lady, Padre. She's entirely safe. And you have the guarantee of a man who's held the Queen's Commission on that.
You sure you're in a position to guarantee anything, Major?
Oh, I still have a trick or two up my sleeve, Padre. I am officer in complete command at this end of activities.
Are you? Was it your idea to take us hostage, or was it his? Come to that, where exactly do you think you're taking us?
We have an important rendezvous to keep, with whom is none of your business.
Well, it is if you're thinking of taking this leaky tub past the estuary. She isn't seaworthy.
She's done it before, Padre. She'll manage it again.
So we are going out to sea, then, eh? Now, who put you up to these shenanigans, Major? Somebody who wants to take the Danedyke Cup abroad? Some dodgy international art dealer, or some foreign collector with less scruples than bread?
How long are you going to stay rabbiting in there? Give us a hand to get through this lot.
For your own good, Padre, I would advise against too many questions.
Did you see his face when he mentioned the art collector? You were right.
Ex-copper's nose had to be, didn't it?
You still no idea who he is?
Oh, some loony love with more money than sense. But if he thinks he's going to get away with it, he'd better think again. How many locks are there between Danedyke and the open sea?
Oh, a couple, aren't there? Hang on, there's 3. There's a big one just before the estuary.
Yeah, well, that should be enough to keep their hands full. Yeah. See if you can wriggle your back up to mine. Crack it, untying my wrist. That's it. Good lass.
I can just about reach the knots. Don't know whether I can manage.
Try, love, try. That avaricious bent beggar isn't going to have the pleasure of gloating over my Danedyke cup. Not if we can help.
Hey, what's this? Morgan! You got the Danedyke cup as well.
But, sir, they've got the cup. Why take along a couple of hostages?
It was armchair Newbound's a raving lunatic. Next question. Constable.
Yes, sir.
You know Miss Horton, I take it?
My kiddie's in her class. She's Tom's fiancée.
Make yourself useful. Let my lads outside in the panda have a full description of her and the rector. Perhaps my laddo here can clue you up as to what she's wearing.
I haven't clapped eyes on her all day. I came to pick her up after school, about 3:30.
All right, off you go. Now, this boat the villains hired. Did you know what they call it?
Grace of Southport.
Coast Guards.
Well, I don't think they might be holding them on that, do you?
All things are possible. I hope not, mind you. If in a car, I can set up roadblocks. I don't want to have to patrol the shipping lanes.
No fear of that.
How come?
I know the boat. I fixed her engine. Nobody in their right mind would put to sea in that crate.
Unfortunately, lad, the fellows we're dealing with, you'd hardly call compos mentis.
No. Nothing in there we can use. What about your side?
There's nothing in here we can use either.
Hey, Major. Over there.
End of the campaign then, Padre. Caput finito. Our benefactor is off the port bow. Operation Danedyke Cup. Successfully completed. Time to pay me civil respects and say, cheerio.
I imagine the next time we meet we'll be in court.
Oh, come now, Padre. That's hardly a foreseeable possibility.
Use your loaf, Major. The law's got your card marked. Officer in charge of operations, you left your fingerprints all over the relic chapel.
Fingerprints won't be much use to him, I think. No previous form, you see. No, this little job has been the only time I have tiptoed from the straight and narrow. I shall just take the cash and gently melt into the shadows.
What about your associate stabs? You do know that he's got a file in criminal records as thick as his head.
Well, whatever happens to Armchair, Padre, is Armchair's personal business.
Armchair. Yeah. Nice, cosy sort of name, isn't it? You know how he came by it? He used to go around braining people with a chair leg. Armchair Newbound. Oh, you signed on a bad one when you took him on, Major.
Well, he'll take his chances, I'll take mine.
No, you won't, you know, Major. Because when they nick Armchair, he'll shop you.
I doubt it, Padre. Armchair may not have a great deal upstairs. He may not be 100% reliable, but he'll never grasp. See, Padre, chaps like Armchair, the salt of the criminal classes, they may try to double-cross you, but they never grasp. And I've always had that going for me. So, bonsoir, bonsoir.
Said they're coming to him for weeks. Him and his orders and his rotten buttonholes and his la-di-da. It's him and his buttonholes and you and your dog collar, isn't it, Trelaw? I Now, what I've got going with you goes back a lot further than what I had going with him. He was starters. You cop for everything. It's him. He's been at it. He's been at my pistol. He's nicked my flipping bullets.
Hello? Hello? Fixed a no-one for Bolton?
Next time.
Untie me, Major. Quickly, man.
Do me a favour.
It's your only chance, Major. You've been fitted up. Now, I don't want you, and I don't particularly want your ugly chum, but I do want that cup, so if you want to save your skin, you'll untie me double quick.
In there?
That's arranged. Where's the bread?
You will be paid. What happened to your companion?
I'm on me target. How the fellow elbowed me.
Sailor ahoy! Anybody on board speak English? Yes, I speak English. Who are you?
My name's Trelaw. I think you know who I am, Mr. Olaf Hellerstedt.
What are you doing here? Who told you my name?
I'm here because you're holding a valuable piece of property which belongs to me. And I know who you are, Mr. Hellerstedt, because things have gone wrong for you. In common parlance, your thieves have fallen out. The Major's cop. I'm holding him prisoner.
You're offering the Major as a hostage, Mr. Trelaw. For all I care, you may keep him.
I don't want him either, but the English police do, which is why you're going to give me back the cup.
Why should I?
You're getting away with the Danedyke Cup depended on absolute secrecy, Mr. Hellerstedt. Well, you've been found out, and the only way you can be sure of keeping it now is to kill me. I don't think you'll go quite that far.
And what are you proposing?
I'm going to come alongside, and you're going to drop the cup down to me. If you do, I'll promise not to hand the Major over to the law, and the matter will never be raised again.
But can I trust your discretion?
You have my word, Mr. Hellerstedt. Apart from that, you haven't much option, have you?
Hold England, Manor! Take her alongside, Angie. Take her alongside. Mr. Trelaw, are you all right? Well, it's no thanks to you. I greatly regret that that should have happened. I assure you that the shot was not fired under my orders. Surely it should be possible.
Oh, cut the bunny, you common little thief. Just give me the cup.
Oh, now, dear love. Let's go home.
this then, are you, Septimus? You got nothing else to add?
Nothing else to tell, Cyril. When Miss Horton and I managed to free ourselves, we discovered that Armchair and the Major had scarpered, leaving the Danedyke Cup behind.
Now, why do you imagine they'd do a thing like that? Guilty conscience?
No, I never thought of that.
Supposing I asked you to stand up in a court of law and swear on oath to this?
I won't have to, will I? The Danedyke Cup's back where it belongs. Anyway, I'm not a vengeful man, Cyril. I'm not going to press charges.
You killed your dog.
True. Pressing charges wouldn't bring her back.
The bullet hole in your shoulder's an old war wound, I suppose.
How did you guess? Well, cheers.
Cheers. Does the name Hellestedt ring any bells at all?
Hellestedt?
Yeah, Olof Hellestedt, Swedish industrialist, millionaire and art collector. Also, according to Interpol, as bent as a boozer's elbow. His yacht, the Asilla, was spotted off the coast the other night.
Really? No, I can't say. Wait a minute, though. Now, that really would be a coincidence. You know the damage that was done to the relic chapel?
Go on.
Well, the diocesan architect estimates repairs at £1,800.
And?
Well, naturally, the church council was wondering how we could possibly raise such an amount. We were contemplating a bazaar and fete. Would have been a start, and... Oh, I don't think I told you.
No.
Well, I've been offered, would you believe, £1,000 by one of the Sunday newspapers for the full story of my adventures. But you know me, Cyril, I've never been a sensationalist.
Oh, no.
And if there was another way of raising the money, so purely by chance, I did write a letter to a very rich Swedish gentleman asking him if he'd like to make some sort of contribution.
Hang about? You said if he'd cough up the dough, you wouldn't sell your story? You can't do that.
I've done it.
Well, that's blackmail.
Oh, surely not.
Yes, it ruddy well is.
Oh, come on, Cyril, you've got a suspicious mind.
Have I?
Anyway, I've had a reply from the Swedish gentleman, and he sent the church a cheque for £5,000. So that'll be enough to fix up the relic chapel and buy a minibus for the school. Wasn't that a magnanimous gesture? Yes, here we are. Ah, Olof Hellestedt. Was that the name you said?
Septimus, you were bent. And you were a ruddy copper.
True. But as you're forever pointing out, Cyril, I'm not a ruddy copper any longer, am I? I'm a ruddy rector.
And do me a favour, Septimus. Stick to being one in future, will you?
Oh, just a minute. Where's the rector? Oh.